Man, what games we had. Uh, I think we should just get right into the games. Actually, before that, join the Discord. Discord's an awesome place to keep connected. We talk about the games. This is where we put all the announcements. Anyways, moving on. Let's just start with going through the games like we normally do, and then we'll talk about our main topics. Um, Let's we had KT played against TSW. I think most people thought KT would win. I thought TSW put up a respectable fight, but at the end of the day, I thought they were like a little bit outclassed. I mean, BDD is BDD. Um, BLG Fnatic, like I'm sorry, BLG put in Shadow. This is a different BLG. They played the way like dude, Shadow just destroyed Razork, and that's what I said was gonna happen. Like Shadow is legitimately a top tier jungler, which is crazy to think after the year he had or last year on in the LPL. But yeah, I thought Fnatic tried their best. I thought the Morgana pick was like smart. Obviously, there's like that one play where Mickey doesn't use the Morgana shield on upset, but like overall, I thought BLG showed up much better than they did. They put Ben on Renekton, like they just played their game. And yeah, why did they try to Beishwan from the start? Apparently, it's like illegal for them to just start Shadow. They have to lose with Beishwan in order for Shadow to even be eligible. I don't know. People are making jokes left and right. I will say it wasn't necessarily the biggest like Bin ran it down against 100 Thieves. It's not like all on Beishwan, but Shadow's just good. Like Shadow's legitimately good, and he makes this team better. So I'm glad to see Shadow. Sorry, Fnatic. Like we'll talk about you in a bit, but yeah, MKOI versus G2. I think it was kind of expected that G2 was gonna win. I thought MKOI had a chance, but it's just so comfortable. Like it, we see this, we saw this in 2023, not in 2024. Like these finals repeats just end up being the same thing over and over. Like the team has played so many, and they probably scrimmed a lot, and they're probably most comfortable playing against each other. They know each other. They beat them once, they can beat them again. Same thing. Yeah. So G2 just kind of they were losing a little bit in the early game, but then G2 pulled a G2 and just kind of stomped MKOI. PSG are fighting, man. What did PSG do? Who did they curse? Which rioter did they mess up? Like what why was this happening to PSG? They get some of the hardest matchups. They get Gen.G into Hanwha Life. Like, come on. And they were fighting. They were trying their best. They were giving Hanwha Life the run for the money. But as LCK does, they even if you get an early game lead, if you don't snowball, they're gonna come into third dragon. They're going to completely wipe you off, get the dragon, then they get the Otacon, and then the game is not even close. And that's exactly what happened. They pushed them off the third dragon. Talia wasn't able to get a good angle, and then they just like killed them all, got the dragon, and the game literally felt unplayable after that. Zeus was just way too strong. Yeah, it it it's the same story we've heard over and over and over again. My poor PSG team. I know. It's just nice to see how like they're just trying their best. They're just here to have a good time. Betty said in the documentary, PSG documentary, he was like 0-3 is Riot's limit, but don't we can beat it. That's not our limit. That's Riot. So wait to see how bad we run it down. So I thought that was funny. Like they're all coming in good spirits. But we can get into like the biggest topic of today. Two LCK teams, the ones that we said were the best teams in the world, falter. Okay, we said there was a good chance that, maybe Gen.G loses to AL. AL is a legitimately top tier team in the world. But T1 losing to CFO? I mean, both of these happening in one day is definitely not expected, especially like CFO. I think we did say there was some hope, but I feel like this is what we expected from FlyQuest, like to actually challenge T1. But CFO came, they had no fear. This team had no fear. They just fought and fought and fought. And I'll let you go first, because I've been talking a lot. But what did you think of the LCK games, specifically those two?
Can I be brutally honest? I was more surprised with AL beating Gen.G than I was CFO beating T1. Because we've historically seen this on the LCP and like Taiwanese teams in general. They in best of ones, you've seen like how many times Flash Wolves they were finishing like top two in the old MSI format because they were able to take these best of one games off of like the big Eastern teams, and it's because they also get to scrim these teams like throughout the year. So they're not coming in with this big fear factor of oh my gosh we're playing against T1. It's no we have data on these teams like the Western teams, they're not coming in with the data. The only data they're coming in with, we're getting slammed in these short scrim blocks, and then we have to go on stage and try and beat them, where they're gonna have something completely different prepared for us. Um, they just from start to finish is domination. Like across the board, they're playing so well, and
I will push back on that a little bit. It wasn't start to finish. Like Faker was playing really well in that Casio, like especially that early game, like the first maybe 12, 13 minutes. The T1 were fighting. T1 were fighting, but then it's just like they were getting outhands on
right,
these
but
major objectives.
normally by that time you're expecting T1 to have like a pretty comfortable lead, like has LCK's teams normally do. But credit to CFO, like they kept in it. Like Doggo freaking solo killed Doran in the top layer. Like, oh my gosh, like can people just get off
Draven,
Rek'Sai?
he pulled
Just,
out Draven.
yes, like can people just get off Rek'Sai? I don't care if you have like good scrim data on it. This champion is ass. Get it off the top lane. It's so miserable to watch. And now you like, and now this good pick's getting solo killed by Draven of all freaking champions. Like, and the you, I'm not surprised by this type of performance from these. But you've seen Doggo have exceptional performances on the international stage before. Like, Driver freaking busting out the Scion. Like, you expect that. Like, I love the Cloud9 tweet afterwards. Smash T1 then emoted on them. That really made me laugh. Yeah, I'm not surprised by like a best of one win. Like now the question would be, what is the legitimate strength of the LCP? Given, unfortunately, PSG they're here for a good time, not a long time, based on the draw that Riot is giving them. But but they've looked competitive in both games, and that's their third seed. Like you still got Team Secret Wales to come, and we don't really know like the full strength. They're now gonna see like how strong they are going into these decider matches. But I've actually been thoroughly impressed with. I would easily put them as the third best region at the moment in the tournament.
Which is crazy to think. Like it was everyone was saying, "Oh, it's CFO," but like it one team region. It was kind of like G2 CFO and FlyQuest that same tier. But CFO are making the argument that hey, we might be the top. I mean, we might be one of the top 8 teams, not FlyQuest, not G2, because that was the whole question. It's like the 7 Asian teams, the 7 Korean LPL teams. Who's number 8, right? And I think we obviously picked FlyQuest. I don't know, man. This team just keeps fighting. This team just keeps playing so well. They are making. I mean, if they can take best of ones, it kind of like what you said about like scrims. See, we know CFO has beaten T1 scrims before. They've scrimmed them a lot, so they don't have that. They don't have any reason to fear because they beat these guys in scrims. So I'm still a little bit more surprised about that than the AL Gen.G, just because like yes, I know AL are a really good team. Yes, they went to 5 games at EWC. Yes, but like we haven't really seen that AL. We haven't seen Shanks firing on all cylinders. We haven't seen Flandre like play well. You know, we just haven't. It's been like Tarzan trying to 1v5 and like Kael being like the best support in LPL. Like they haven't clicked. And they had to click to beat Gen.G.
That Poppy move on Ruler, that is one of the best plays I've seen in a long time. And because they were just out final, I thought this was going to be your traditional Gen.G game. They're down a bit of gold. People are going to get hope for AL, and then you know they're going to turn it around. No, they just kept fighting and they kept losing. Like that's exactly how it went.
No, they did turn it around. Viper got like 3 or 4 kills, or not Viper. Ruler got a bunch of kills. You were like, it happened. Okay,
like, here we go.
But
again.
then the next team fight, they don't win. AL are like, no. We know what we're doing. And it was like, whoa, this is not what I'm used to from Gen.G. They win one fight, they win the game. It's like, no, you have to win every fight.
Man, like
it was a pleasure. It was such a good game to watch. Like these games, AL versus Hololive, AL versus Gen.G are just so much fun to watch.
And the thing is, I know we're now like we do traditionally just want to see best of threes for Swiss, but these are the types of results where you start to create different form of like narratives around, like, yeah, PSG probably loses still in a best of 3, but you'd like to see, have they got more in the arsenal than just like a competitive first game? And same with CFO, like this would be a statement if they were to actually have beaten T1 in a best of 3. Now they're gonna earn their money, like because now they're gonna be in the 2-0, so
There's a chance CFO just make it out 3-0. Like,
I
when would you
mean,
ever have said the
CFO
last? Yeah,
versus
that's crazy.
who did they? Sorry, who did they draw again?
CFO have to play AL. Like, it's not easy by any
That's
means,
a
but if they can
banger.
beat
That's a banger
T1,
best of three.
yeah. But yeah, before we get into the matchups, let's talk about North America. So Top Esports did some very nasty things to 100.
I want to apologize.
And
I
100
thought
Thieves, go ahead.
maybe
Yeah.
the TES curse comes back, but nope, I was wrong. They completely shit stomped them, and like the only team,
Yeah.
the only person that was really getting caught out was 369. But you're on Sion, so does it really matter?
Yeah. There was an interview with the two coaches, Soham and Tom, I think, or Ben. I forget the other coach name. The two Korean coaches on TES, and the interviewer, Sun Unsor. I forget her name. I think it's Sun Unsor. But either way, she asks the coaches a question about what Kanavi said. Kanavi was like, "Yeah, we legitimately can win. I'm confident that we can win worlds." And she asked like home about this, and he said like, look, the goal is for us to win worlds. I agree with that, and I don't know whether like we have a good shot at it or not, but the meta favors us a lot. Like the fact that jungle is so OP right now is plays to our strength, which is Kanavi. And Kanavi is playing insane. Like we have such amazing jungle. Peanut, Tarzan, Owner, Kanavi. Like these junglers are just so good. Even Shadow is legitimately good. Inspired is supposed to
Ginger.
be the best Western jungler. Oh my god, dude, this guy's performance today. We have such incredible jungle. Even River, like River yesterday had an incredible performance. Obviously today he kind of got gapped, but like you get gapped by one of the top three junglers in the world. Did you really get gapped? You know, like when Peanut lost to Tarzan, did he really lose? Like, is he really a bad jungler, or is just Tarzan like that next echelon? You know. So
Mm.
Canyon, I can't forget Canyon. I would be a sinner if I did. So like it just top esports if they can not mentally collapse. And when I did my interview with home, I was like, how did you prepare this team to not collapse mentally? Because he said he's like we have players that just struggle mentally on the big stages, and he was like, honestly, if I had to list out everything we've tried, we would be here for a while. Just know that we've tried a lot, and I was like, all right,
That doesn't fill me with much confidence if they've exercised all options and now you're just going into the tournament. Okay, let's hope. Like that's what they've basically he's admitting to is we're now just hoping, which to me it feels like the inevitable is coming. But for now they're looking good. For now they're
for
looking
now,
good.
yeah, for now they're looking good. So like, I'm not. You know how I said I don't know what PSG did to get this draw. I'm sorry, PSG sucks for you. What did Hunt of Thieves do? Like they got BLG and then they got top esports, and then I mean this is looking forward a little bit, but then they got Hama Life. Like, what did they do to deserve this?
Like
Uh,
I think if you ask many hundred thieves now that they're ended the tournament happy because they have their one win. Like coming into the tournament after hearing that they haven't even been able to scrim apart from one day. And my expectation was okay, you're not winning a single game, even if it's against one of the worst teams. Like, even like a Vivo or something,
yeah,
because I thought, well, they probably have a little bit more practice than you, so I feel like it's not going to be as doomed. Um, but no, I've been impressed. I've been impressed with Dokwell. I think if your Sentinels looking next year, that's got to be an option for you. He's such a good glue piece and a good starter piece. Not something for the long term, but something that's going to help if you're bringing in other players that need like a bit of guidance from a veteran player. I think it's excellent. And he's done fine this one. Like, recovered well against Bin, absolutely clapped him in the end, and then was able to help secure kills on the 369. But again, it's a science of like how much like he didn't really get like far ahead. Like I've seen like, at least in LCS, like, you've seen what Thanatos does when he gets fed on Mbessa. He didn't get to that stage. He's like 102 or something when the team fights like started going down, and the problem was they just fell behind in lane, like which they have done all year. That's been like their bread and butter, and then they like it's just one of those things they couldn't really team fight out of it. But it's absolutely
yeah,
fine. It's top esports. They are one of the best teams in the world when they're not mentally collapsing. And yeah, like there's nothing really much to be said. about like 100 Thieves. It's you did more than what we was thinking with one the circumstances and two the teams you're facing. Because I had BLG winning, like going to finals. Obviously I
I had
didn't
Gen.G
expect.
going
I didn't.
3-0. Like
I
my
I tweeted like earlier. I picked Gen.G to not go 3-0 smiley face, but then I was like, I picked BLG to be my 3-0 team,
I
and it's
remember
like, yeah.
that.
Um,
uh
but yeah, I mean, like, Antipodes are doing what I kind of expected. Um, Humble Life are probably going to be another big problem for them. Um,
I actually think they match up better into Hanwha than into top esports because of how top esports strength is the early game. It's like crush you in the early
Hummel's like
game and then take that momentum.
quite a slow team,
Yeah. Like even
but
against PSG was like getting leads. And like if 100 Thieves can play their game style, like it's not going to be easy, don't get me wrong. But I like them a little bit more against Hanwha than top esports. To your Dokla point, actually Carolyn mentions this in chat. Like Dokla not only is playing in like horrible situation, like barely having scrims, team not even there, jet lag, got there very late because of their visa. But like this guy's making every single day, making these videos that are just hilarious. Today in the morning, he woke up like China time. He woke up and he was like, "Man, like I think it's rigged. We're just getting like a really easy path. We just have to play these LPL teams. I don't know who's like fighting for us in Riot, but I think it's rigged. But I am a little bit mentally tired because like today it's leg day and I it's gonna be really hard for me. Like he's just like joking around, having a great time, making such fun content. It's
you
been
know,
great. The other thing I want to mention.
no,
Oh,
that's
go
not.
ahead.
You
Actually,
go ahead because you got a really good point.
all right. The other thing I want to mention is Quid is showing up. He's not choking. Hello? This is not the Quid I know. Where was this Quid during finals of Split 1?
Yeah,
Where was this Quid during finals of Split 3?
and you're
I mean,
playing
I'm
against a
happy to
freaking
see
you're
it.
playing against freaking Knight as well. Like,
I know. Yeah.
like
This is
to
this is
the
nice. I like what I'm seeing.
Dokla thing. Um, part of me wants him to be a player next year, but part of me really wants him to take the Dom space as like the next NA co-streamer because I think he could
Ooh.
fulfill it really well. The problem is, I do think he's a really good asset for a team. Um, like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sugarcoat. Like, do I think he's a team that's gonna help you perform extremely well internationally? No, that's not who he is, and like we shouldn't really like lie to ourselves about that. But what he is he brings excellent content. He's been actually actively going out there and putting himself forward. Like that's just what you want to see out of every single player. Um,
Hmm.
and Dokla gets it, and like,
Yeah.
but the thing is, he's just everything he brings is like so positive, and like he has like a really good mindset, like both in and out of game. Like going down to tier 2 could have easily just given up. A same thing here. He was teamless after NRG, could have easily gave up again. Brought his team to worlds, and like there's nothing more to say on 100 Days other than like you got here. I didn't think you were gonna do anything after the VKS series, anyways. But you've exceeded my expectations, and like I'm happy. Now, granted, moving into the LCS next year, that's not what I want from a LCS team. Like we shouldn't have this thing of, oh, we're just happy for our second seed to be here. But I think given the circumstances of the team and given the teams that were meant to be here above them completely crap the bed, it's like I think they're doing absolutely fine.
I agree. I will say I actually would prefer that he stays a player because he's a player that does content. If he's a content creator, like he's making content, but like I would rather someone else be the content creator and make content because Dokla's already making content while being a player. So personally, I would prefer that because we don't have many of those types of
Well,
players.
hopefully that's
Like
where this
obviously Sven has
podcast
been
comes in.
streaming every single day. What?
I said hopefully this is where this podcast comes in. So
Yeah.
right, you ever want to
Hopefully
have
we can
us
get
on?
more
Let
players.
us know.
um, but yeah, so that's the 100 Thieves versus Top Esports. FlyQuest versus VKS. I expected it was like a rebound match. That's what I thought was gonna happen between BLG versus Fnatic. It was like it's a rebound match. We lost. We're mad. We're pissed. We didn't play to the level that we wanted to play. We're gonna do things very illegal to our opponent tomorrow. That's what happened. FlyQuest just gave it to VKS. I'm sorry. Like you saw Trimby on the face cams, like he's just like completely just just exhausted of all options. He's just completely destroyed mentally, emotionally, physically. Like it was just slacking. I don't know what more to
It was
say
a
about that
very very
game.
good like there's like nothing really to say on it. Like, it's just a very very good like bounce back from FlyQuest. Inspired, absolutely ran the show, which was much needed after his performance yesterday. Because given, I think in hindsight now, the loss to T1 is more disappointing in the way they got absolutely slapped. Considering you're meant to be having CFO and FlyQuest in that similar bracket. So now, like the question is like, how are they going to do in their next matchup? Because then now they need to
Yeah.
start. Because okay, we didn't learn anything from this best of one. This wasn't like a okay, you bounced back, you went exactly how we thought it was gonna go. I thought, to be fair, actually that VKS would maybe have a little bit more bite in them, but because if you're telling me like your first two matches are going to be against an LCP team and FlyQuest, like you're snapping their hand off because that's like a dream draw, like outside of like an 100 Thieves or like a Fnatic or something, but like you'd be pretty happy with an LCP second seed and an NA team.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like one of the fun things, and it's a little bit unfair. Don't get me wrong. It not a little bit. It is unfair because it's random and the seeding system isn't the greatest. But like you have KT, who their first days were MKOI and TSW, right? And they went 2-0. And then you have a team like 100 Thieves, for example, getting BLG and top esports, or a team like even what's it called? Um like T1 having to face FlyQuest and CFO. Like those are better teams than what KT got. And like even AL having to play Hanwha Life and Gen.G, right? Like these first 2 days are very, very difficult for some teams. Whereas like, KT got, the second seed from LCP and second seed from LCK, like or LEC. I would take that in a heartbeat. Same thing for VKS. Like they didn't get any Asian teams, right? VKS is like kind of chilling. Obviously, like they're one of the worst teams here, so every matchup is going to be difficult. But like you said, they're winnable matchups. They're like okay matchups. They're the best you're going to get.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah,
question I
we can
had
talk
before we
about
moved
the
on to the,
matchups.
like
Go
the
ahead.
future games is what's been like your biggest surprise so far at Worlds?
Biggest surprise. I mean, the upset, BLG upset, has to be that biggest surprise. Um, but besides like that big thing, I think AL's form has been surprising. I've been very pleased. I didn't know if I was able to have faith. The mid laner wasn't playing too well. I felt like Flandre was, not as sharp as he was in Split 2. I felt like Tarzan, Hope, and Kyle were playing fine, but it just didn't seem like the team was clicking. It's very interesting to see like how they've clicked. So quickly. I had more faith in top esports, to be honest, and I
Yeah.
mean we're seeing it. I did say I thought KT was just gonna lose, but KT, like I said, they got MKOI into TSW. Like that is such an easy draw compared to like what could have happened, right? So they yeah, I think it's the surprising thing has been for me AL playing so well. What about for you?
I wouldn't call this the biggest surprise because we've already like glossed over the 100 Thieves, but I'd say Hum was kind of, and I like Vedius alluded to this on cast. They're kind of looking like the Hum that struggled in LCK, and like the question, like I have is like, do you think this is an indicator of things to come, or do you think this is just getting like the rust off in the best of ones?
I think it's just best of ones. Like they didn't look great against AL, like a 2-0 team. They struggled a little bit against PSG, but like that's just been Hanwha. And like yes, they're not like split one first stand winners Hanwha, where like it literally doesn't matter what they do, they're gonna win the game. But I mean it's parody, and I'm not too worried. I thought Zeka had a much better game too today
Mm-hmm.
than yesterday. Um, I mean, a Viper is still Viper, right? Like
He had an
Viper is still
exceptional
Viper,
game one.
and yeah, and like right, like what Russell's saying, it could also be meta. Like I think I was saying, Faker was saying this too. Is like no one knows what the meta is.
No.
Yesterday we were first picking Jarvan. today, what's it called? FlyQuest. What's it called? They didn't ban the Jarvan. They let it through. VKS first pick Oriana. FlyQuest pick Wukong. Lets them pick the Jarvan. It's like things are changing so quickly, and the meta, like the players don't know what the meta is. Like you're saying, Rek'Sai, J4, Caitlyn. Are we really blaming the champions or the players? Well, the players are the ones picking the champions, right? The players are the ones that think the champions are good, so it has to be the players fundamentally. Like just because Rek'Sai is maybe a little bit overhyped doesn't give permission for the Shy to do what he did. Give permission for Bin to literally take 3 tower shots for zero reason and just die. Like I think it's a bit of both. But I would put it mainly on like the teams and the players. I personally always do. Like very rarely do I think even if you have a wrong meta, you can still play the champion to its ability, right? So
On
like that's another thing with Hanwha Life. It's just people are figuring out the meta.
on the Caitlyn thing, like the East has historically done this. Like they will pick Caitlyn because they know they're gonna get ahead, and Caitlyn's just a turret plating killing machine. Especially if you could put a weak side, where she said they're in a 2v1 lane swap and they're Caitlyn's getting turrets for free. It's like historically they'll do that, and like J4's always such a high priority for the East, and then everyone's like copying it who's not as strong on J4.
Yeah, but with the Caitlyn specifically with BLG, like this is something they have always pulled out. Game 5, Caitlyn Elise and Fearless. It's like something they've been doing the entire year, so it's not necessarily something different. The fact that like now Caitlyn is such high prio with Karma, I think it's like just people are trying to figure out the meta,
I will
and
say
who knows, maybe.
the East are absolutely exploiting Kiana, like, and the West. I wonder if the West are going to start picking up this champion because that champion's disgusting. Like you saw Junja play it today, I believe.
Kiana? You mean Nefiri, right?
Maybe I'm thinking of another
Wait,
game.
no, you didn't. Because in the CFO game, what's it called? They played Draven as AD carry. Oh, sorry, Kiana. Yeah.
Kiana,
For some reason, I
yeah.
heard Yunara. I was like, Yunara?
No.
CFO
Yeah,
playing Yunara?
Kiana. Like, the East are absolutely abusing this champion. Like, I'd love to know the Kiana win rate. I can actually look that up very quickly.
Yeah, I think even Nefiri, Kiana, Nefiri, like these champions are definitely playable. It's just like, is it the Jarvan Wukong trade? Is it the Kiana Nefiri? Like, we don't know yet. And neither does the East, neither does the West. No one knows. So we're kind of just figuring it out as we go. Which is honestly part of the beauty of like playing so many games so quickly is like the meta changes quick. Like yesterday to today, you saw the meta change.
Kiana
And maybe it's gonna
is
keep changing.
4-0, I think. So 100% like
Wow.
3-0, 4-0. So
I mean,
yeah.
it depends on who played it, obviously, but like still, that's pretty good.
Let
While
me
you're
tell
looking
you.
up who played it,
Tarzan, Kanavi, and Junja.
okay,
So
so it was the CFO versus T1 Tarzan. I think it was today as well. So it was the AL versus Gen.G, and then you said who else?
Kanavi.
Kanavi played it today as well. Yeah. So, uh, yeah, not surprised.
Should we go into like predictions
Actually,
for
no. Two of those wins are like pretty surprising. Actually.
should we go into like predictions for
um.
day 3?
Yes. We'll just go from top. So day 3 is just the 2-0 teams, right? So you have CFOs playing against AL. This is a best of 3. I'm actually excited.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is such a cool matchup. I'm gonna give AL 2-1. That's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I think 2
I'll give
1.
my reasoning after you. Okay. Yeah, my reasoning is like I think CFO are legitimately good. I'm just really happy with what I'm seeing from AL. Like if this AL keeps playing this way, I wouldn't be surprised if they make it to Worlds Finals. I legitimately think like Tarzan's playing well. The entire team is just playing well. There's hope for this team, right? Because they're 80 carries hope. Kyle, like, yeah, even when they're down to Gen.G, like the best team at closing the game out, they still find these angles, and that's very impressive. That's not something we can normally say from like any team in the world.
Yeah. My only worry about them going forward is what, like if a Gen.G starts figuring out how to close those gaps that AO were exposing. Same with Humble Life, but I actually think Gen.G is probably more the team likely to shut them down than Humble Life. I think I do want to see Humble Life and AO in a best of 5. Like that's my like dream quarters matchup.
Hanwha Life versus AL.
That's a sick
That's a
quarterfinals.
No, dude. How many times is Peanut gonna get the world finalist or the world champion in a quarterfinal matchup? Like he can't keep doing this. Gen.G versus BLG 2023, Hanwha Life versus BLG 2024. Now you want to give him Tarzan in 2025? Let this guy play a game, please. No, don't do that.
No, because I think Gen.G would win.
Don't do.
HLE would win.
I don't think. I
I
don't think so. I think he would be knocked out in quarters.
you have Zeus. You have Zeus. You have the T1 buff for playoffs.
AL has Tarzan. AL has Tarzan. And Zeus is no longer on T1. Like that buff is gone. He used all of his power, all of his revenge, all of his motivation for first stand. And then he lost it. Like again, Viper's a world champion, Zeus is a multi world champion, like Zeka's a world champion. But AL's playing better. I mean, they beat them in the best of one. They beat even a better team in Gen.G. Like I don't want to see that. Please, no. That's a semifinal matchup, sure, but like give my guy Peanut his last dance. Please give him an opportunity. But yeah, I think this is a really fun matchup. Top esports versus KT. I'll let you go with your predictions first because I did
top 2.
What score? Yeah, same. They match up really well. I think let me see who said it in chat. Was it Russell? Something. Yeah, KT is gonna pull a Damwon. So if you don't remember, Damwon last year started off 2-0 and then went 0-3. I think KT might like just hypothetically. KT pull TES, they lose 0-2. Then they have to play T1 or Hanwha Life. They go another 0-2, and then they get into the 2-2 matchup, and they have to play a BLG or like I mean, who else could they play? Honestly, or another Hanwha Life / T1. They could play another team and then in their 2-2 and just go 0-3. Like it's possible, but for now, no overreactions. We don't know what the draw is. Maybe they get like 100 Thieves or something afterwards, or a TSW or a Fly.
I've seen the script. We're gonna get a FlyQuest versus BLG best of 3, aren't we, to make it like in the 2-2?
I was gonna get there after this. G2 have changed their fate. G2 might make it out because normally G2 go 2-2, and then they have to play against BLG and they get knocked out. They're getting that out early. They're playing G2. They're playing BLG in the 1-1. We'll talk about those later.
I think FlyQuest.
I know. What I'm saying is the curse is going to move from G2 to FlyQuest.
Because
FlyQuest are going to beat TSW. They're going to go 2-1. They're going to play like I mean, who could they play in 2-1? They could play like Hanwha Life. They're going to go 2-2. Right? Hanwha Life makes it out, and then they're going to play BLG for their 2-2 life. That's the worst case scenario. I'm hoping that's not the case. I'm hoping they play like a KT or something, and like we actually have an opportunity to win. But yeah, we'll talk about the 1-1 teams and 0-2 teams later because obviously they're not playing tomorrow. It's only those 2 best of 3s that are being played.
Yep.
And I think both of us have the Chinese teams going out as 3-0. I will put a little bit of a caveat. In general, the teams that go 3-0 don't make it too far.
Look at LNG last year. He looked absolutely phenomenal. And then they just look.
Yeah. So who knows? Who knows what if the curse is gonna remain or if it's not? But either way, I have AL and top esports. Which coming in, Knight said that the gap between LCK and LPL is closing, and everyone was laughing, especially because they lost 100 Thieves. But like, if we get 2 LPL teams as our 3-0 teams,
that's incredible. Considering
the gap has closed.
Everyone was predicting T1, Hanwha Life, Gen.G in like some order of that.
Yeah. LPL has shown up. LPL has shown up. Maybe not BLG, but the LPL overall has shown up, and I'm excited. I'm excited for these matchups. Like we have some really good matchups. ALCFO, most people wouldn't think was excited. It's exciting. Top esports is KT. Like is top esports gonna choke? I'm pretty. This is a little less exciting because it feels like it should just be a quick 2-0, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'm excited tomorrow. Best of 3s.
Yeah, same. A few shoutouts here before we finish. Obviously, we're going live every single day after the games. Like I mentioned, join the Discord. That's where we announce everything. If anything changes or anything like that, you guys will find out first on the Discord. That's where we best communicate. Hit that subscribe button. It really does help us. We are trying to push out as much content as possible, and it helps when people are commenting, liking, subscribing. All that stuff really does help push us to more people. And yeah, we really enjoy everyone that comes in, chats, talks, brings their opinion. A lot of people commenting on the videos, like whether it's positive or negative, it doesn't matter. We just appreciate the engagement, the
Yeah.
discussion, all of that stuff. So yeah, thanks to you guys.
Yeah, thank you. Like, and to credit, there's a lot of people tuning in. Like, I didn't think we'd have as many, given it's a different time, and Worlds is on that really rough time for North America. But no, we're actually getting like very decent numbers. So like, thank you to everyone that's tuning in early. Like, it's not your conventional like 5:30 time, but like we're committed to making this work every single day of Worlds. I know, like, and shout out to Cloud who's going to be soloing this when I'm on vacation for a week. Unfortunately, like, so shout out to you. Cloud will still be here every single day to yap about whatever topics he wants because I won't be here. But yeah.
I might go off script a bit, but there's no one to stop me.
Well, I do have the login.
I do have the login. God damn it.
Also, very quickly, shout out to C9. I got actually the C9 shout on, but like they've been the most active of any NA org not named FlyQuest, who's like not competing in the worlds as well. Like they've been looking for like every series. They've been making memes, talking crap. Especially the one that really got me is the driver one. Like I still watch that from time to time now. The emote one. But yeah, honestly, just thank you to everyone
I
that's tuning
missed
in.
it. I haven't really been looking on Twitter, to be honest, like during the games. Yesterday I was a little bit more active. Today I was just like a little bit kind of zombie mode. But I'm tired. But hopefully I get a little bit more sleep on the weekend.
Yeah, no, like hopefully the series tomorrow don't put you to sleep.
Yeah, no, I think they're going to be exciting. Come on, we got LPL
Okay,
teams. Come
one
on,
of
we
them
got
is going
LPL
to be
teams.
exciting. I don't think the KT one's going to be very exciting at all.
It's not going to be exciting. It's going to be bloody.
We
TES
hope.
early games. Yeah.
It's probably just going to be like BDD struggling in the sense of he needs help.
Yeah, he's like trying. Him and Cuz are trying to carry the weight of like
Exactly.
everyone else.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. I think that's it for us. We will see y'all tomorrow, same time after Swiss stage, after the draw phase ends. Wait, there's no draw. What am I talking about? There's no draw. We'll just see you guys tomorrow after the games.
Yeah. All right. Peace.
Peace.